Hello guys, this is What If Gamings and today I'm welcoming back to another video. Sorry I haven't uploaded in a while and I haven't actually good reason for it. I had school so I couldn't really do anything. So last time I only Pokemon motifs because I didn't see there's as much Pokemon motifs. But in this one I'm doing One Piece What If. It's called What If Luffy was half ronarona, I don't know how to spell it, and half Portuguese. Now I know it's a theory that Shanks and Ace are Shanks' Ace's uncle, but I'm going to make that theory too. But in this one, I'm making Shanks' have Shanks' mother have a son who will marry a woman from the royal clan. I'm giving Luffy the same ability as Zoro, the eye that multiplies his power, but instead of it being purple, it's going to be golden, and red, and his other eye would be golden. Just because I think that look cool. And this what if his father would die from a poison, but when Luffy was 4, Luffy would have a normal death, but he'd leave 2 things. A sword called Black Lightning, which just looks like, if you have watched Naruto, it looks like Sasuke's Onyx Chidori Black Lightning when you use it, and it is very powerful. It is let's make it a Euro, a black blade that can emit white and yellow lightning, and a book that has about Haki and fruits. And Luffy will be overpowered, as I always say. I'm going to make my the main character overpowered. This is my what if. And if I say that main character is overpowered, he is overpowered. If you are offended by this, is just a joke. So please don't be offended. I'm just joking around. Now, as I was saying, Luffy would be in the same village he would be originally, but instead of being dragon related to Garp, he wouldn't be. And instead of Luffy, there would be another character named Drago, Monkey D. Drago, because his father's name is Dragon, so it just makes sense if he'd be called Monkey D. Drago. Drago would have the same personality as Luffy and everything, but Luffy wouldn't be taking care of Dad, and he'd live on his own in the jungle. He'd learn Haki, but because Portuguese are shown to have amazing Haki, like it's amazing how Shanks has stronger Haki than Rayleigh, but Rayleigh have fought more than him and have more experience than him, because Haki grows against him. He'd have black armament Haki and the normal observation Haki, and a little bit of Conquerors. It's like the same level as when he unlocked it in the original, because he may still be a kid, but he trained it way more than he first unlocked it. Sorry if you hear background noises. I'm running around because in order for me to think, I walk around. I don't have a script, and I'm sorry if I'm blabbering too much and you want to hear the story as well. So let's continue. Luffy would do the same thing and train until he's up 8 years old. When he's 8 years old, he'd find 2 fruits. One being a fruit made look like pure white, and one fruit that has is green and has wind around it. One is being the immortal Nomi, and one being the Woodwood Nomi, which is a Logia. Instead of Brook having the immortal Nomi, I'm going to give it to Luffy. Because, let's just say, Brook died. I know people love Brook, but, just for Luffy to be overpowered, I'd make him like this. So he'd see them, and he'd know they're Devil Fruit because, let's just say the book had information about Devil Fruit too. He'd find that one is the immortal Nomi, and one is the Woodwood Nomi, which is the Logia. He'd be amazed and say, wow, this is amazing. And he'd eat the immortal Nomi than the Wood Nomi. Let's say because the immortal Nomi makes him immortal, the effect of eating 2 Devil Fruits wouldn't do anything. So he'd most likely eat them both. I mean, he will eat them both because I control this with it. But let's just continue. I'm sorry if I'm stuttering a lot. What if we continue and if we will eat them and he'd slowly learn how to control the abilities. He'd learn how to control the wind a little bit by creating wind bullets, and he'd test out his immortality. He'd stab himself, cut himself, and he doesn't know it, but he'd still feel pain. And he'd train up until his 8 years old, yes. Because let's make Luffy older than canon. So, I guess I don't want him to be that young, because I just like Ace being older than him. I like, because I'm the older brother, I know how it feels to be an older brother. It may be annoying, but you feel dominant. I'm joking. But I still love my siblings and I take care of them, so I want him to be like me. You just know something personal about me. Do not talk about it. Now let's continue. Luffy will this time meet Shanks. Shanks would ask Luffy his name, and Luffy wouldn't have that same personality as loving dumb boy. He'd be smart, he'd read books, and he'd look at maps and everything. So he'd act pretty different to strangers. He'd be say, my name is Portuguese ronarona de Luffy. And Shanks would be say, are you related to I forget Ace's mom's name. I'm very sorry. What his name says, yes, she is my cousin. Said, you are my lost cousin, because let's say Shanks knew, but they thought Luffy died as well as his father. And it says, and then they hug each other, and then Luffy would you're Shanks, the leader of the red-haired pirates of the world, would say. And then Luffy, Shanks would laugh, say, what is your name? Say, Luffy, monkey, ronarona, Portuguese de Luffy. And by this time, Luffy would control his golden eye, call him the golden eye curse for a little bit. This is the same as Zoro. It can go up to 50%, but he can control how much output he puts in it. So it would be 5 times multiplier, because he's still young. Say I can control my golden eye to 5 times my strength and haki, and say, wait, you know haki develops? Yeah, I have black armor haki, and he'd show black armor haki on his hands and his legs, and he wouldn't be able to do full body just yet, because he may be a prodigy among prodigies, but I'm not making him that song, even though he's literally got to everybody in the East Blue. The East Blue was pretty weak. After the guard, like, there are like giant threats. And then he'd say, Shanks, amazing, you're a prodigy. Luffy say, my efforts are the mortal know me, and the Windwood know me. And Shanks say, excuse me, what? The immortal know me? I thought that was a myth. And Luffy say, it's real. And he'd show him the immortal know me, and he'd show him his blade. The black, its name is Black Lightning because it's kind of immense. Emits black lightning and control black lightning while I'm using it. And then Shanks would ask him to show him his full power. Luffy will release Conqueror Haki would make his eye gold, and then his eye would grow more, and he'd use observation Haki above it, and then he'd tilt his head back, and then he'd cover his arms and legs in Haki, black Haki. I'm not giving him advanced Haki just yet. And then he's gonna make wind spiral around him, and he's gonna do the 5 times multiplier, which would make his golden eye glow like... do you know the Sharingan from Naruto? When Itachi awakened Mangekyo, his eyes would glow, and then there'd be lights going everywhere. It looked like that, and Luffy would literally knock out most of the villages just by the Conqueror's Haki is releasing. And Shanks would be very impressed, like, he's maybe almost commander level and he's just 8 years old. This kid's amazing. Well, nothing less from my little cousin, he'd say. And I forgot to say, but he'd pull out his Black Lightning sword, and it would be a Yoro. It would be the second Emperor's Blade. Emperor's Blade, I'd make Emperor's Blade the strongest blades, like the 4 Emperor's Blades, Luffy's, Zebek D. Rocks, and of course the Pirate King, Goldie Roger, and then finally the last one, Joy Boy. These will be the 4 Emperor Blades, and then Shanks would say that's one of the 4 Emperor Blades, and he'd be shocked. And he'd say, "Where did you get it?" I'd say, "I found it in a giant crater." I'd just say he found it. His father found it like that. He'd say, "My father found it there," and he'd say, "Okay." And then Luffy would ask him if he can go with him in his journey, because even if the life of a pirate is dangerous, my life is infinite. I'm immortal. I can't still, even if I'm underwater, I wouldn't die. I'd be stuck there forever, but I could just use wind or Haki to just push me up, because wind still works underwater, if you do this, no. But it's pretty weak, but he could just force his wind into one giant gust of wind that would shoot him up, and then he'd go away. And then Shanks would say, "Okay, Luffy and Drago, Monkey D. Drago would come, and they'd have the same interaction with Shanks, but I'd ask who's Luffy. Shanks explained this is his cousin Luffy. And Drago would say, hi, my name is Luffy. My name is ronarona, poragus D. Luffy. And he'd show a little bit of Conquer's hockey and scale Luffy off. Because he's cold to people who don't know. And Shanks would say, hey, you don't need to be mean to people. And Luffy say, yeah, fine. And then they'd talk. And Luffy would still eat the Gomu Gomu no Mi. And Drago would still eat the Gomu Gomu no Mi, like Luffy and Kanen. And then he'd still talk about wanting to become the king of the pirates. Luffy say, I don't care if you want to become the king of the pirates. I'm just going to become the strongest pirate there ever was. That's my dream. Because I'm changing his dream. He wants to be strong to protect everyone he loves and cares about. And then he'd say, okay, and the same interaction with Apple Sharks, but also Luffy will go to him. And Drago will ask, why does your cousin go? But you can't say. He's literally my family, and he's immortal, so he won't die by the pirate's life. He ate the immortal no Mi and would no Mi, so he can't die. And Drago would say, oh, I must get used to saying Luffy because two Luffys is confusing for me. Please don't mind me saying, calling Drago Luffy. And Luffy would go with Shanks and he'd stop by Mihawk, who Luffy would be interested because this is the person who could give his cousin a run for the money. Mihawk would say in a cold voice, who's this? And Shark say, this is my cousin, ronarona, Portuguese de Luffy. And Mihawk would say, I thought you were the last of that farmer. Saying, no, I thought he was dead, but he wasn't. He's very powerful, and he has 2 devil fruits. And Mihawk say, what? How? 2 devil fruits? That's unheard of. And then Shanks would say he first ate the immortal no Mi that cancelled out the effect of him eating the second fruit, which is the wood no Mi. And I forgot to mention this, but like in Naruto, instead of it being wind chakra, it's normal wind. Luffy can use to enhance his blade with the lightning, so to make it sharper and more swift, and it can create wind slash like the ones Mihawk do, but his is much stronger because he's actually manipulating the wind. But that doesn't mean he's stronger than Mihawk. But then let's continue. So Mihawk asks, what's his sword? That's the one I'm interested in. And Shanks would say, this is one of the 4 Emperor's blades, the Black Lightning Blade. And Mihawk could be shocked and surprised, but he'd regain his composure and he'd say, so he really is a good kid. And then he'd say, and then Luffy would say, you're the warlord Mihawk, am I right? And Mihawk say, yes, kid. And then Luffy say, I know I'm not much for you right now. I'm too young and my control over hockey and my devil fruits isn't as powerful, but my blade Black Lightning, but I would like to challenge you. And then Meow could say, I'm still observant kid and smart, but you still have confidence. So he'd say, fine. And Luffy would, and then Mihawk say, show me your power, kid. And Luffy would close his golden eye and open it, and release Conqueror's Haki, and he'd do that, say, 5 times. golden eye. And then his eye would glow, and then he'd raise Konkosaki above it, would make his eye glow like like a little, you can see it's like a lantern in the dark. And then Mihawk would say, not bad kid. And then Luffy would pull out his blade, sparking lightning and wind around it, and adding more hockey to it, because it's a Euro black blade. Anyways, I'm gonna end up the first part right now. Sorry to leave you on a cliffhanger. I'm gonna do One Piece What Ifs on Friday, and My Hero Academia What Ifs on Saturday, so goodbye. But I'm very sorry about the cliffhanger. I hate cliffhangers, especially when YouTubers do them to me, but my family is gonna disturb me while What If. I'm very sorry. I can't find a peaceful place.